Hello, today is October 24th, 2020, and today we're going to be going over my presidential 2020 election electoral college prediction. Let's start with the safe Republican states, which means this color is safe Republican, which means 15% or more. This is likely Republican, which means 7 to 15%. This is lean Republican, which means 2 to 7%. And this is tilt Republican, which means 0 to 2%. And then safe blue, same characterizations, likely blue, same characterizations. Lean blue, same characterizations, and tilt blue, same characterizations. However, we're starting with the states I think will go to Trump by over 15%, which include North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, Nebraska's 1st district, or not Nebraska's 1st district, I'll explain that. Nebraska's 3rd district, Oklahoma, sorry, Arkansas, Tennessee, Louisiana again, Kentucky, West Virginia, that's about it for the Republican on the safe side. Washington, Oregon, California, New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Illinois, Hawaii, DC, and Maine's 1st district. Now, right here, you're going to think, okay, this guy's biased. Biden and Harris have 3 times more electoral votes. Well, actually, the other states I'm about to characterize are going to go to Trump by under 15%, in my opinion. Oh, not Alabama, but under 15% for Trump, in my opinion. But, however, I do think it'll still basically be safe around 15% for all these states I'm about to characterize, which is Montana because of its Senate, House, and governor race, reflecting upon the presidential race. And that is really giving people an idea of who they want to vote for. And a state that doesn't even approve of Donald Trump in the first place as a state that went to him by 21%. Kansas also went to Trump by around 20%, and they also have other races reflecting upon the presidential race. And Kansas itself, I mean, there was a poll where Kansas is only 4 points for Trump. Some people have that as a tilt column. I definitely do not think it'll be tilt to the Republicans. It's not going to be that close at all. It's going to go to Trump by around 12 points, I think. 8 to 12 points, probably around that. Missouri, Mississippi, both of these states are just going to be closer than they were. That's my only. I don't really have an explanation. It's just frequent, really stable polling showing that. And I know polling isn't correct. It wasn't correct in 2016, but it was in 2018. You got to keep that in mind that people are probably using the same tactics as they are now if they got it right in 2018. Florida was the only. Actually, I think Florida was even correct in 2018, based on 538 averages at least. And Florida was all over the place. Yeah, but no, Missouri has a close governor race. I'm sure that's not affecting anyone's votes. I think Missouri and they don't even approve of Trump that much. Just so you know, my predictions on each state are based on the approval, the trending demographics, the polls, and more. So, and historic elections and how they tend to vote and number of minorities and the rate of which people are voting by mail now. All that kind of stuff is how I make my predictions. It's not just the polls. However, that is a big factor in what shows us what's going on. Mississippi, I think, will be under 15 points, mainly because of majorly increased black turnout. I don't think it'll be under 10 points. I think it'll be probably around 14, 13 points for Trump. It's definitely going to go to Trump. It's just going to be under the safe margin. South Carolina, I think people could agree with me here. A lot of people. It was like 14 points for Trump in 2016. Now it's even closer. 14 was already under 15 points, which is the safe margin. So South Carolina, you can really expect to go to the Republicans anyway, but it's getting closer and closer. And even in 2024, It's going to be a toss-up state. It could go either way in 2024. Now, I know a lot of people will not agree with that, but that's just where I get it from, and I'm trying my best not to be that biased. Alaska, Alaska, huh? I mean, the same story with South Carolina, I guess. Sorry, I was trying to think of a way to explain that very well. Indiana, uh, same as Missouri, same reason as Missouri. It's just probably going to be a little bit less close because of how Republicans are viewing Trump in these states. Same with Utah, except there are more factors in Utah, including Mitt Romney not voting for Trump and very clearly going against him, and even voting against him in the impeachment process. And Gary Johnson, who got over 20% of the vote in 2016, a libertarian Mormon, where most of them are in Utah. Uh, he um he got like around 26-25% of the vote. That's a quarter. A third party candidate got over a quarter of the vote in just one state. Still, that's huge, showing that America has not only been been more optimistic than they used to be. It's just hard to explain. Utah, it's confusing. I'm sorry. Nebraska, ooh, not blue. Nebraska, I think will go to Trump by around 12 points. It went to him, or probably really close to a safe margin. However, it's only polling 6 points for Trump on average, which is ridiculously low considering he won the state by 26 points. This is the biggest shift in any of the states we've seen, and I'm a little confused on why it's polling like this. However, there's no explanation. It's even polling like that in the approvals, but there's no sign of the state changing. It's just moving weird, this election. And I guess you could say anything happens, but Nebraska will definitely go red anyway. It's the same story with Nebraska's first district. Okay, so let's do Texas. Biden was leading in Texas for around a month, from like mid July to mid August, where the DNC it was, but then the RNC happened, and then Trump took over like a 2 point lead here, and now it's narrowing up again in Biden's favor. But Texas is just, it's traditionally a Republican state. It's not going to go red this time around, not going to go blue this time around, but it probably will almost definitely go blue in 2024, with its trending demographics and thousands of minorities moving here every year. Just everything in Texas. Texas is one of the biggest shifting demographic states right now, and it's something you're going to want to look out for, especially in future elections. Because if Democrats rebuild the blue wall like Biden claims he will do so, in and just takes Texas, any election where the Republican will win any other state, because now Virginia, Colorado, and New Mexico are all likely states, and that's like an automatic 304 blowout for the Republicans, getting destroyed. And now Arizona is also a blue trending state. And Georgia. There's not many paths the Republicans can do. They could keep the red wall and still lose because of these other blue trending states. However, we're going to get to that in a minute. But Texas, yes, lean red state. Biden is leading by a point in Iowa, but and Ohio and Georgia, but I don't think he's going to win any of these states. They all went to Trump by over 5 points, and I don't even. Oh, I'm yeah. Final weekend of early voting underway in Georgia. I'm looking at the news right now. Georgia early voter. 4 years ago, a lot of people stayed home. Yeah. See, even Hillary could have won. She was leading in half the polls in Georgia. Now, I'm not taking sides. I'm just pointing out that there was a lot of voter suppression in 2016, and there probably won't be this time around. So honestly, there's a lot less voter suppression. Biden could definitely very well take these states, which would almost definitely push him over to the edge of 270 electoral votes. But he's not going to win these states. People are still going to stay inside. We're For a long time, we're not going to see no voter suppression, even in 2020. However, people are getting more motivated in the recent elections to go out and vote, which is a very good thing. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah. Minnesota is a likely blue state, the only state in the Rust Belt I'm putting this high, because, I mean, have you seen the polls and approval and everything here? Like, Jesus, Minnesota went to Hillary by, what, like 1.5 points and is now polling for Biden by over 10? That's insane. I don't see it going to Biden by 10. I see it going to him by around 7 points. Like, borderline likely. But Minnesota, especially with the other representatives in Minnesota right now, and Amy Klobuchar running here and endorsing Biden, she was a really good spokesperson for Minnesota. Especially Minnesota's had a hard year where the protests started. Pretty sure there was a lot of storms here, or that might have been Michigan that got flooded. But still, the Rust Belt's been hit pretty hard economically, naturally, everything. So you could definitely see all these states, which I'm putting Minnesota and Wisconsin as in a lean margin for a lot of the same reasons. They're just pulling a little bit closer. And just so you know, Minnesota was the only state out of Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota that went blue. Oh, and Ohio, and Indiana, and Iowa that went blue in 2016. Trump won every other state besides Minnesota and the Rust Belt. Technically, Iowa is part of the Rust Belt. No, Illinois, I meant. Technically, Illinois. But no one looks at it like that because it's not an important state in an election. Or it's an important state, but it's not a state to look out for because, the Democrats are definitely going to win Obama's home state of Illinois and Hillary's home state of Illinois and Biden. I know I'm saying Biden over and over. I'm not trying to, but my point is with the home state, I was trying to make a smooth opening to Pennsylvania, where even though I was saying home state will give you an advantage, it does not really, at least in this election. Pennsylvania, I used to have as likely now, and then I moved it down the lean for a long time, and now I'm moving it down to tilt. It's tightening up, and Trump is even leading in a poll every now and then here. You never really see that kind of stuff anymore, where Republicans leading in the Rust Belt. But Trump has managed to pierce that blue wall in 2016, and he's really trying to hold on to Pennsylvania, because if he wins Pennsylvania, he'll most likely win North Carolina and Florida and Nevada. And if he wins all of those states, those are his main states he needs out of the toss-ups to win the election. If he can do that, it pushes him over 270 electoral votes. However, I don't have him winning any of the. I have him winning North Carolina now. Yeah, we're moving on from Pennsylvania. I think that was my best explanation I can do. North Carolina, I'm moving down for the Democrats from tilt blue. Or well, I used to have it as, I think I put it as likely blue in one of the not polls, one of the videos. But then I moved it down the lean. Then I moved it down the tilt. Then I moved it down to tilt Republican. Then I moved it to lean Democrat. Then I moved it to tilt Democrat. And then I'm moving it back to tilt Republican. Hopefully, North Carolina does not shake up anymore because it's getting kind of annoying. North Carolina, I do believe, will go red this election, mainly because of the amount of voters they're rejecting right now and how much North Carolina depends on going to the Democrats by the black vote as a traditionally Republican state. Okay, I ranted there, but I think I did a good job explaining that. North Carolina purely is important for Trump to win, and I do believe he will take it again, not by as much as he won, but by under 1 percentage point. Florida, I'm keeping it tilt blue. It's borderline right now. I keep changing my mind. Here, let's change Nevada out. Florida, I'm changing back because no, not back. I'm keeping because even though Biden is not doing very well among Latinos, if you've heard my other videos, you know that Biden is definitely making up for it, and the white voters that he's winning back from 2016 that Hillary could not do well amongst. Florida is important and is the main state that Trump needs to win. If he wins Florida and North Carolina and I don't know, Pennsylvania, yeah, like I said, not that. But if he wins these states, even if he wins all of those, he'll still lose. Like every other toss up here could go to Biden, including that, or even that, and it'll be a tie. Actually, no, because Biden wins here. I'm not going to go through the districts at all, but I do now. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I know this is getting really annoying that I keep changing everything. But hopefully you care enough to stay around and see my prediction instead of skipping the whole video. Um, so let me put that back. Put that back. Okay. Now, I do have Biden winning Florida, which puts him over the. I believe he's only winning Florida because he has Kamala Harris as his VP. Because I mean, you should see the way the Latino vote in his column went up once he picked her. It was a big help, at least in Florida and Nevada, which I have Nevada as lean because it already went blue in 2016. And even with Biden losing support among Latinos that Hillary Clinton had, he's doing better among white voters, which make up majority of the population. So Nevada, I do believe, will go to Biden. No, every other state here. Let's just put the last thing here for Trump in right now. I do believe he will take. Oh, Maine. Maine and New Hampshire. I have like that simply for polling, uh, demographic change. Yeah, every single reason of how I characterize a state is why I'm characterizing Maine and New Hampshire as likely blue states. However, Maine's second district, I do believe, will tilt out and will give an edge to Trump in the end. Huge white area. Trump didn't do too bad in the last debate. He did get back some of those Republican voters as he did remind them why they voted for him. So it was very important. Now, it might not seem important because it's one electoral vote, but it's a very important thing for Trump to win because if he loses Maine's second district, he will lose the election. If he loses this state, he's probably losing North Carolina as well, and he needs North Carolina. He's probably losing Florida anyway. But no, I do believe Trump will win in Maine's second district. I meant Nebraska's second district. I think Biden will take out the edge, and he's winning there by 9. I'm making it win by 5 points because the only thing in districts that we can rely on, we don't know anything about demographic trending in districts. At least I don't. I'm going purely based on the polling, only in the districts. Maine's first district, second district, Nebraska's first, second, and third, all based on polling in before elections. I do 100% believe that Nebraska's second district will go blue. Colorado, New Mexico, and Virginia, not a surprise, all going to Biden by likely margins, are all pulling over 10 points for him, which used to be my safe margin. So it kind of looks weird having them like that now. But still, Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia. I'm not really going to go through any explanation. I mean, you should see the approval for all these states have gone up to -20 for Trump. All of these states have heavily blue trending Senate race. They're already all blue states anyway from 2016, and if Colorado and Virginia only move less than 2.5% in the left's direction after everything that's happened, which it will definitely happen, Colorado and Virginia will go likely red, likely blue. And New Mexico is already likely blue anyway and is polling safe for Biden. So don't you dare tell me that New Mexico is going to be tilt early. It'll definitely. It's not a toss up anymore. It was in 2016. It's not a toss up anymore. I want to emphasize that one more time. It's not. These are not toss ups anymore. Okay, please get that in your head. If you do not know this already, people have gotten on me because of this. Colorado, New Mexico, and Virginia. They all are blue states now. And in 2024, they will probably go to the Democrats by a strong, strong number. I'm sure over 15, 16 points each. I've had Arizona as likely blue. I've had it as lean blue for the past couple months. I'm moving it back down to tilt blue every now and then. Like half the time I have it as tilt blue. But even though Trump was leading in the past 2-3 polls, I still think Biden will take out the edge in here. And the sole reason for that is because the average in Arizona for the past 2 decades has been correct, and I definitely trust Arizona polling. I mean, they called Arizona's state almost exactly correct in the polling than as they did on election night in 2016 and 2018. And I mean, even in 2014, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, I'm not going to go over it anymore. But Arizona is now a Democratic state. And even in 2024 or 2028, you're definitely going to see Arizona be another safe blue state. Now, I know Ohio, Iowa, and North Carolina are now. You already saw my predictions, so it's fine. It's only 319 to 219. So now I'm going to go over something else. If you want to leave now, go ahead. But Pennsylvania is going to be it's going to be a red state at one point. So it's going to be a safe red state probably in the next few elections. So Ohio, North Carolina. But when there's these states that are moving red, but then you see how many states are moving blue? Texas is moving blue. Georgia is moving blue really fast, both of them. Same with South Carolina, Florida, Alaska. Actually, no, not Florida. Florida votes. Florida's always going to be toss up. I'm going to keep it as a toss up right now. And you see all these states. Kansas is moving blue. Montana's moving blue. Now, you see Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota going red. But then you see, and then New Hampshire going red. But you see Nevada increasing, all these other blue states from 2016 increasing, Mississippi going blue soon. Not soon, but it's just weird how fast this country's changing. This could very well be an electoral map within one of the next elections. One of the next few electoral maps. And it's just crazy how much is changing. And I want to say that if I get this election incorrect, please I don't even know anymore. Just stop. Just watch this. Just watch my videos. Like and subscribe. I'm going. Sorry for talking.